Hey everybody, welcome back to Maths Virgin. I'm Brian, and they killed 3 million people in 1048 just so a guy could marry another woman because he couldn't bear him a man?
And I'm Kim, and our butts are safe.
Yeah, we're back. We're
We
back,
are
and it,
back.
it it feels like home, but it kind of feels like when you come home from college and like your bedroom is an office now or something.
Right,
Like
right.
things are the same, but they're different.
Things have
I
changed.
am looking forward to this season. Before we get into it, I did want to quick introduce us to new listeners. If you guys don't know, if you look up the definition or the description of the show on Google, AI will tell you that we are like two sexless adults who also watch Married at First Sight and talk about the difficulties of being a grown up who doesn't have sex. And like that's not what the virgin part is. We are Maths Virgin because before last season, Kim had never seen Maths. I had seen every season at least once. So it was her first time with Maths, but she's been through 2 seasons now. Because if you
Yeah.
guys go in the back catalog, we just covered the DC season, which Jesus Christ, I forgot what a mess that really wound up being. But yeah, we do have sex. I have a kid. He walks around. He's 6. I'm going to be going to his school's Halloween party today to do bookmark coloring. That's the station that I picked.
I feel like we should clarify. We also don't have sex with each other.
No, nope. Never have. Kim and I went to college together, but didn't know each other until like years after that. So Kim lives in Chicago now. I live in Iowa. She's got somebody that she has sex with. I have somebody that I have sex with who I'm married to. So just to clear all that up, do not trust the AI. It is lying to you about my penis being flaccid and unused. Before we jump into kind of the episode, I do have a plug for you guys. I own a t-shirt company. It's called Nifty 50 Apparel. If you look behind me, if you're watching on YouTube, those are some of the graphics that I do. I do vintage tees. I do them all myself. There's no other designers. I do them by hand. If you go to nifty50apparel.com, you can see all my graphics there. And we're sponsoring the show this year. So I have a promo code for you guys. If you want 15% off of the best damn t-shirts you've ever seen in your life, use promo code MAFS15, MAFS15, and that'll get your 15% off. So you're going to hear me talk about it a lot because I like money and I need it to feed that child I just talked about. Now, before we jump into the actual episode, Kim, what is your non-maths content for this week?
Yeah. So we are in the midst of spooky season, Halloween season, one of my personal favorites because, as we've discussed before, I have basic white woman tendencies. And so we started Wednesday on Netflix. It's the second season. It's great. If folks are not watching it or have not watched it yet, I think the second season's better than the first. So many good cast members, both last year and additions this year. It's a fun watch for Halloween season and beyond, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I also love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday of all time. My favorite thing about myself is if you go to Google Street View and look up my address, my house has a full graveyard in front and like spiders everywhere because they did it like the day before Halloween, I guess. So yeah, I also love Halloween. I have some spooky stuff as well. Mine is more like dark and gruesome. On Peacock, The Devil in Disguise, the John Wayne Gacy series, is fucking great. We have talked before, the Midwest is lousy with serial killers. We got them all over the place. Chicago in particular, we've had our fair share. I watched the Ed Gein one on Netflix, which was good. This is very different because Gacy is not the main character of the show. It is not just like, let's watch this man murder somebody over and over again each episode. You don't really see that many murders in particular. It's more like each episode kind of focuses on one of his victims. A lot of it is about how Chicago PD like botched everything for many, many years because these were gay men that he was killing. Like, oh, well, they had it coming, was kind of the overall feeling from CPD. But I think my favorite thing about it, the accent is right. I love a Chicago accent. I don't have one. I grew up in the suburbs, but I'm not born there. But I always say, give me a flat A, flat as a pancake. Give me the sibilant S that'll make a rattlesnake blush. You know?
I think you mean a flat A, Brian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you get a flat A, go down to Al's Beef. I love it. I love it so much. And so usually when you have a show set in Chicago, they just give us all New York accents. We don't talk like that. That's not how people from Chicago sound.
Sure don't.
So yeah, everybody has the accent from the Eagle Man commercial, which if you're not from Chicago, you're missing out. I'll put it in our Facebook group. I could do a dramatic recitation right now because it ran every 8 seconds for my entire youth. They're probably still running it now, I bet.
I'm sure they are.
I bet they are. Also, Victory Auto Wreckers.
Yep.
Anywho, let's get into the episode. Right off the bat, like, what were your thoughts about how the show kind of started? The feel is a lot different right away.
I will tell you that I loved the efficiency of it. I'm a woman who loves efficiency. I am a Virgo and subscribe to all of that. And I love efficiency, and this was so much more efficient than past seasons. I also I just want to know about the people that they're going to focus on. Like, I don't need to know about the 39 people they interviewed before that are looking for love. I don't need all the pomp and circumstance around that. So I'm glad that they just cut to the chase and are like, yep, here's our people, here we go, here you're going to find out about them, as we do, essentially. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, we didn't have to watch Dr. Pepper go through somebody's drawers and go, oh, condoms. What's that about? Like, we didn't have to do that. We have to watch them lie to their friends and family as though this is the first time they're hearing about this. They have to explain what the show is. The efficiency was amazing. And also they spent money on music. Chaperone is in here, which I'm just like, oh, we're not doing the stock music that you can also hear in an episode of Dance Moms. Like, they paid for music, and I appreciate that a lot. It kind of tells me, they're upping the quality of the show in general. It looked a little bit different. Everything just kind of felt crisp, and it's like, I love maths, I love mess, but I don't need to watch 4 episodes before somebody says I do. Like, I don't need all that. And cutting from 2 hours to 1, good God, so much better for
so great.
a lot better.
Great.
We kind of kick things off with the experts having a sit down, and to me, it was them justifying their own existence. I think they've heard the feedback,
especially after last season in Chicago.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Frankly, and you didn't see the one before that. The season before that in Denver was even worse. So, like, I think they were like, listen, we hear you guys that you would like it if a couple succeeds every once in a while. Pepper bragging about 11 couples still together after 19 seasons isn't that much of a flex, man. It's like, y'all are missing a lot. But I appreciated Pastor Cal being like, hey guys, we didn't just pick randos. Like, we thought about this. We considered their personalities this time. We talked to them first. Like, it felt like they were like, okay, we understand we've been fucking up and we're going back to our roots a little bit. Do you want to start off with Jalen and Josh, or do you want to start off with Brittany and Will?
No, let's start off with Jalen and Josh. They were our first couple. So let's chat about them.
Yeah, I love that we're seeing application videos again. This was a staple of old maths where you would watch somebody on what is clearly not a high quality TV camera, like sitting down saying, here's why I want to get married. And I think we've gotten away from that because they've been casting so many people for the show.
Right.
It made me just happy to see, okay, we are still taking people that apply to the show. We're not just looking for Instagram wannabe influencers and saying, hey, you want to get married to a stranger on TV? Jalen, I had an immediate red flag when she said that everything she knows about love comes from rom-coms and reality TV.
Yeah, yeah, she was like, it sounded like she basically wanted to live like in the movie 27 Dresses, and no, that's not real life.
That's not how it goes. That's not at least she didn't say like a Hallmark Christmas movie where she has to like give up her high profile lawyer job to move to like Vermont with a candle maker or some shit.
Right. They make candles in their Christmas store for 2 months a year.
Exactly that. And then you're bankrupt. I worry a little bit that you might wind up having some unrealistic expectations. I think we saw a little bit of that on this season of Love is Blind with Annie, who has all kinds of problems with how she thinks about love and relationships. Hopefully she can temper that a little bit and she doesn't expect real life to be that way. But she wants kids by 30. She makes it sound like she's all dried up and shriveled up at 27. And I'm like, God damn it, 27, I was a disaster. So
I don't. Yeah, I'm real glad that the internet was alive and well, but like I wasn't going on live at 27, bless.
Oh, no. 27. 27-year-old Brian had way too many sleeveless button-up shirts that I just cut the sleeves off of because I was trying to cultivate a look. So that was not my best self. I was a better bassist, but that's it. You know,
I could stay up later.
I stay up late as hell now. I just, I think I would have been more capable of it back then, but I was smoking a lot of weed at the time, so
Sure.
staying awake was not my strongest suit at night. Let's talk about Josh, and I think first and foremost, we got to talk about Carol. Sweet Carol.
Sweet Carol.
My first note was, oh, she sounds like she smokes 9 packs a day. And then I'm like, oh, she's probably like 40. Like she's been through a lot, it would appear. I'm curious how old she is, but like, what an amazing, relationship these two have, and like stepping up because Josh's childhood really sounded like it was rough.
Tough, yeah.
I want to know what mom went to prison for. She was gone for, I think he said like 13 years.
And he still doesn't speak to her, as we discovered. So there's clearly like a lot going on there that I'm sure Reddit has already uncovered.
I'm sure.
So
mugshots and microfilm and everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I think their relationship's really beautiful. They both love having emotions. Lots of crying between the two of them over the course of this episode. But yeah, I don't know. She seems like a sweet lady, and
she seems great.
Bless you, Carol.
And like, I personally, I'm a little bit jealous of grown-ups that have their grandparents, because like my last grandparent died when I was like, my grandfather died when I was an adult, but I didn't really talk to him very much. But like both of my grandmas died when I was in middle school, and my great grandmother also died when I was in middle school. And like my wife's grandma is 90, and like she comes to stuff still, and we see her, and like I wish I kind of had that, and hopefully my kid does, but like, I'm a sucker for a grown-up that still calls their grandparent by like a baby name. Him calling her Nana was very sweet. Yeah, Granny, poop, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. Let's talk about Josh's matchmaking. What did you think about him saying he wants someone thin?
I mean, listen, we are in the year 2025. I am here for body positivity. And I guess at the end of the day, it's like, like what you like. I don't know. And Lord knows, had they given him someone who wasn't, I'm sure, her size or something equivalent, he would have hated it. So that would then be more problematic. I mean, I guess good for you on being honest in the face of like this day and age, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like that's you. Thin don't have butts sometimes. So
thank you. I was gonna say it. Listen, longtime listeners know I love a big old butt. It's the most enduring characteristic trait that I have as a person. And I'm just like, don't skinny, it's not for me, but I can understand why you would say it, because I'd rather you say it and be honest up front than be like, no, I like anybody, and then they give you somebody with a big old butt and you're like, oh, gross. Like, I don't want that to happen. So, and I guess it's better than last season, Michelle being like, black, I want a black, please. A light skin black. God. So we're better off than that. Jalen talks about her parents a little bit and basically says they were never really in love. Like, they were childhood sweethearts, which explains why, her mom is one of our peers. But like, basically kind of says that she never saw them express any kind of physical affection for each other, never really saw love in the house, and she doesn't want that for herself, which I get that entirely. I also would not want to be in a situation where it's like, I don't know what it's like to watch my parents be in love with each other. Like, my parents give 3 kisses whenever they walk in the house first, and they have my entire life. And it's like how they say hello to each other.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember as a child when they would get home from work, like they would kiss each other hello and have like a nice conversation with each other. I mean, like, my parents weren't packing on the PDA all the time, but there was definitely love in our household. Like, you could look at them and go, oh yeah, my parents love each other.
My parents, deep into their 50s, were still running around the house playing tag with each other. I'm just like, okay, you guys, like, this is a lot for me to handle as like a teenager. I did take note that right at the end here, Pastor Cal is basically like, oh God, please let him say yes. Just Jesus Christ. Like, don't let them fail us again, basically. It's kind of the vibe.
Dear God.
Okay. Wedding day for them. My first note was all of Josh's friends live in the gym. I was together with my boys a few months ago, and I'm like, oh, we look like big old buckets of yuck compared to these guys. Like none of us work out anymore. These guys are all very fit, and so
Yes.
I guess if you want a skinny woman, at least you're like, I also take care of myself.
Well, and also she said like take a dad bod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's not. I don't think he's ripped. He's big.
He's big.
He's a big beefy fella.
I mean, he's solid muscle, I think. I don't know.
I would not be surprised if you guys watch 90 Day Fiance. He reminds me of Andre, where it's like, yeah, he's muscular, and I bet when he takes his shirt off, it's a bit of a soft middle. And like I think that's I got one of them. I got a soft middle as a shirtless man.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think Abercrombie lied to us in high school and convinced us every man has to have a 24 pack.
That's right.
So that's fucked
up. He
up.
also owns his own roofing company, so I feel like he's like out in the elements, like doing like the hard labor all day, every day as part of his job. So that probably helps with what's happening there too.
Yeah, I have a graphic design physique. I sit at my computer drawing pictures all day. Like this dude's up climbing on roofs and like probably hauling roof tile and shit.
Yeah.
And that that was impressive to me because coming from, he basically describes his childhood as he was like dirt poor. Where it's like he was 8 years old knocking on random strangers' doors, being like, "Hey, can I work for money, please?"
Yeah.
And so to go from that to owning your own business, what is he like 30, 29, something like that?
Yeah,
he's 31.
Like that. Yeah.
So yeah, to own a business, and I did not. I can see people being like, "Oh, I don't like the way he spoke about it," but being like, "Yeah, I went from nothing to $500,000 a year in like 3 years." I'm like, "Damn, it's fucking impressive."
Yeah, that's real impressive.
Yeah, it's it's not quite Stephanie on Real Housewives of Miami talking about her plane every 30 seconds. I like Stephanie, for the record.
I mean, if I had a plane, I'd probably talk about it every 30 seconds too, if I'm being honest.
I would drive it everywhere I went. I wouldn't even fly. I'd just drive my plane around town.
I think that's because I would, of course, be new money, and that's how new money acts. So.
Agreed. I would be gauche. Like everyone would tell he didn't come from this kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did take note. Like you said, Josh's mom is not there. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not like, oh, I wish mom was here. He's like, yeah, no, I'm kind of better off that she's not.
And he decided not to invite his dad either because they didn't really know each other, which I totally understand. But it sounds like, depending on how things go after this day, he does have the plan to like bring Jalen or his now current mystery wife in this timeline, to bring his to meet his father and have that moment. So I get that too.
Yeah, I fully understand that. I think, we didn't find out exactly how long he knew his dad, but it sounds like it's super recent because he did like a DNA test and then his dad's sister got in touch or something like that. So yeah, I don't know if this happened like a month ago, if this happened like a year ago, but it sounds like his dad texts him all the time and like tells him good morning and calls him son. And that's what you want in this kind of situation. Dad didn't even know he existed, so it wasn't like he was a deadbeat that ran off. He just didn't know.
Didn't know.
I want to pour one out for Jalen's dress. She came out and I said, "Okay, leg."
God damn. She looked incredible. I love that dress. It looked good on her. She was wearing that dress. She looks so good. Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, the bridesmaids cannot say the same. Ain't nobody dressed fit at all. They all look like they just put on a satin sheet.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. You hate to see it.
I mean, with those things too, as someone who has been a bridesmaid in several weddings, sometimes you hit the jackpot and sometimes you're guided to something that makes you want to die. So they could have been guided to those against their will.
Yeah, I will say it's much easier being a dude dressing for a wedding because like, what color is my suit going to be? The one time I had a bad experience standing up in a wedding, one of my closest friends, Eric, got married, and the groomsman gift was a velvet tie. I don't mind velvet. It makes my wife's throat close up. She gets grossed out by velvet. She liked the touch of it, the feel of it. The entire night, she was just like, I feel nauseous. I'm having a hard time. Yeah, she was really struggling.
Let's dance.
Yeah. Oh, God. Take it off, please. Like, put it behind your back. Something. And I'm a bow tie boy anyway, so I was already weird wearing a full necktie. Also,
you can't make out on the dance floor if your wife can't stand to dance with you,
Right? No, she was a trooper. She really fought through it. Let's quick talk about Jalen and Belinda, because again, I said, okay, leg. Yeah. Belinda's also out here with the whole leg out.
Yeah. Yeah. Really
I was confused why they showed us her age, and then they told us later on why.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we didn't see Carol's age. I was curious.
Yeah, I was like, why are they telling us this? But yeah, now
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah, we find out later on.
Yeah.
And then Jesse, who is Jalen's dad, comes and talks
Mhm.
to her. I looked up his MLB career because he obviously played for the Braves, but
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, which Braves? Because I mean, there's the Cubs minor league team is also in
Right.
Des Moines. So
Right,
like
right, right, right,
you're a
right.
Cubs jersey, but you're playing for the Des Moines Cubs or Iowa Cubs. He played in the actual MLB for a while. I think he bounced around for a few different teams over the course of like 6 years, something like that. So presumably she grew up with access to a decent amount of money.
Yeah,
Because even like poorly paid MLB players make a lot of money.
sure
You
do.
know? I think he was in the minors for a long time too, but like he had a pretty solid career there.
Yeah.
I thought it was very sweet the way that he kind of crafted his pep talk to her, where it's like, hey, remember that one time I had you take your makeup off? Your makeup looks great today. Remember that time your skirt wasn't what I liked? Oh, your dress looks great today. Like that was cute for me. Not
I
for you?
hated it. I hated it.
Uh-oh.
I love that he was like slut shaming her. He was like, hey, remember all these times I slut shamed you as a teen developing girl? You, by the way, you look great now.
Yeah, this
I
might be my
hated it.
internalized patriarchy
Absolutely
showing.
hated it. Absolutely hated it.
Oh no, I'm gonna get canceled. Moving to Pennsylvania.
No,
Um,
I'm sure the comments will be that I'm too sensitive or something,
yeah, you need to lighten up and smile more, Kim.
Yeah, exactly. Just give us a smile.
Right.
Stop wearing so much
Oh,
makeup.
yeah, do a little twirl. Um, so they go to the altar here, and I always think it's a good sign if the groom is like talking to the people in the audience. He doesn't know them, but like sometimes they walk up and say, like, are you the mother? Let me introduce myself, whatever. He was talking to people.
Yeah.
The bridesmaids all seemed sexually attracted to him, which is a good
Yes.
touch as well.
Oh my
That
God.
was nice. And when she comes down, I there's no polite way to say this. I think he climaxed. I think he reached a sexual climax when he saw her. I got a picture for our socials. This man did his O face when he saw his wife, and I'm like, oh boy, uh-oh. I hope you brought backup pants.
I mean, he was already obsessed with her because of the gift that she sent, where he was
Oh,
just
that gift
like,
was
he
very
couldn't
sweet.
even finish reading the card without just absolutely sobbing. This man has a lot. Like, these are, if I had to marry this man, I would already tell you he has too many feelings for me. So I hope that it works out for Jalen, because it's like you've never met this person and you're like choked up crying. Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
nice. It's very nice. The gift was very nice. It's nice
We'll
that
also
he has
be moving to
feelings.
Pennsylvania too. We should get a duplex.
Yeah, probably.
I think the part for me, because I am an emotional sad sack. Like this is who I am too. But when he was like, "This is the first time I'm touching something that she touched," I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
that's deep, but also
Real
that's a
deep.
little bit. You're getting a little bit into Lord of the Rings territory here. It's not magical. It's not a talisman."
Listen, she wants a rom-com. Here it is.
Yeah, truly. No, she got the guy from the rom-com. Hopefully he doesn't like treat her like shit for the first 30 minutes and then come around, which is how those movies usually work because men tend to write those.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought they were very into each other at the altar. Like they clearly have a lot of physical chemistry. I appreciated that she congratulated him in her vows, which was nice. Like, hey, congratulations, you got me.
It's me.
That was a nice touch. His vows were like very sweet and sentimental, which again plays right into her rom-com stuff.
Yeah.
Their first kiss was a great kiss. He didn't ask, but I don't think he needed to. I think it was pretty clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, off to a great start with these two. Sometimes
really
there's a lot more like awkwardness at the altar. These two seemed pretty on the same level here.
I agree.
What did you make of their one-on-one when they first kind of sat down and started talking to each other?
I mean, they interviewed him going into that, and the man was ecstatic. So I think he was so full of just like, oh my God, I'm so into this. This is so great. I'm so thrilled that he just sat down and started just talking at her, right? But she didn't seem to care. But he was basically like, hi, so you're my wife. Let me tell you everything. We don't have twins in my family, but then we kind of do. And it's here's this anyway. And it's just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
And then we heard confession. It's like, Josh, hot name. Anyway, hot. I'm like, okay, all right. He could have said literally anything, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm down. I will say, for listeners at home, we might have to do a drinking game this year. Drink every time this dude says absolutely. He says absolutely every 8 seconds. You're going to get alcohol poisoning. I noticed it, and I'm just like, oh, I don't hate the word, but there's other words we could also use to mean the same thing.
Yeah.
I did mark that she likes that he's emotional, which like good, because that could turn off a lot of women, including Kim, it seems.
I mean, listen, I'm not a sociopath. It's just, feelings can be a
It could
lot
be a bit much.
sometimes, guys.
Yeah, it could be a bit much. Um, at their reception, I appreciate that they didn't try to act like they didn't know what the clinking glasses meant.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what does
Like,
that mean? What should we? No, they do it right away.
have you been to, yeah, it's like, I hate that. It's like, you've been to a wedding in the last, I don't know, 20 years. You
Right.
know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Just
you
do
should
it.
know what this is all about.
Yeah.
Their dance was nice.
Mhm.
I'm always a little bit leery when someone's super into EDM. Like, can you regular
Oof.
dance, or do you can you just do EDM dances? But he did a good job on the dance floor. They had a nice dip.
Yeah.
Seemed good.
A nice little smooch at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a nice dance. They seemed very into each other. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
We get them chatting. So Jalen, chatting with her friends. We got, she's down to kiss, she's down to cuddle. Kisses and cuddles always make an appearance.
Cuddles.
Kisses and cuddles. But she's not sure. She's like, I don't know if we're gonna, do it, but I don't think we do, essentially. So
yeah, it's like, I'll wait a day. To me, it means like, well, once it's like 12:01 a.m., then pants is coming off.
done.
Like, time to go. I've known you long enough now.
Yeah.
Josh goes and talks to her parents. This is a really easy conversation. Like, everyone seems like they're getting along really well. You always wonder when it's like divorced parents, especially if they got together when they were super young, like what's their dynamic, but they seemed really, really easy with each other.
Yeah.
And then I've never seen this happen before, but Jalen, like Tarzan, swings into the scenes like, hey, can I interrupt this real quick?
Yep.
It was wild.
Can you see for a sec?
Yeah. You want to go to Soul Ties? But Josh is like, okay, great. Well, I'm glad that you're here because I want to ask you like what I can do to not scare her off.
Yeah.
And Belinda's like, yeah, just like, be yourself, listen to her. Anyway, I'm also getting married tomorrow.
Yeah.
He was like, what? His mind was fucking blown.
He's like, whoa.
He walked away.
And then she was like, and it's also at first sight. So that was the big reveal, is that homegirl is also getting married. I have mixed feelings on this.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it because my beef with MAFS over the last several seasons has been too much interaction between the couples, not like between themselves and their partners.
Well, and mom is going to be there with you while you're trying to get to know your husband. Like, I don't care if she's also trying to get to know hers. Part of me is like, also, lady, you've been married. Like, and I, not to say you can't find love after whatever, but like, this is your daughter's first wedding, first marriage. Yeah. This is like, she put a lot into doing this for the first time she's ever going to be married. She's marrying a stranger. Like, maybe just let her have her moment and figure this out, Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I just worry that they're going to be talking to each other a lot, obviously, because they're mother and daughter. And that can lead to them maybe commiserating too much about the hard things. And then all of a sudden your problems are my problems too. And it's just, I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. It's a cute gimmick they're going for, but I'm just like, I don't like how this feels.
I don't like it either, because also it's like, if they're doing, to your point, the commiseration of it all, like if Jalen's like, he did this, right, that like kind of annoyed me, and then mom's like, oh, that's bad, that's horrible, I don't like him, your dad won't like this, it's like, oh shit,
it's not what I want.
I
guess maybe it could be good because they have like a shoulder to lean on if things get tough, but I've watched enough reality TV to know this is more likely to be a problem than anything else.
I'm sure they talked about this before both of them applied, or maybe they sold themselves on it. I don't really know. Either way, I don't like it. And I'm more irritated with the mom than Jalen about it, because I feel like as the mother, you should just know better and like just give your daughter her moment.
Let her have this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Brittany and Will now.
Okay.
I was a little bit leery when the experts were like, so she has a thriving career, she has her own home, and he's at that stage now where that's the next step for him. And I'm just like, well, it feels a little bit like we're giving this successful woman somebody who's not to her level.
Yeah.
And then expecting her to kind of like tow him along a little bit. I don't love how that feels for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Did we get what his job was at any point? I don't remember.
They both work in tech.
That's
he
right.
does I forget specifically what he's like a tech consultant
He's a
or something like that, I think.
consultant, which could mean any number of things.
Right.
Though I will say tech consultants, someone who works in the tech industry, consultants usually do pretty well for themselves. It's, usually a pretty like intense job. It takes a lot of thought and planning, and they usually pay all right. And yeah, I mean, so it's not like a bullshit job. But it really can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah. Kim, our mutual friend Bobby is also a tech consultant. He's described his job to me 40,000 times. I don't know what the fuck he does. I have no idea what he does. He's my best friend, and I'm like, computers. You do computers.
Yeah.
That's kind of all I know about it.
You are a computer, Bobby.
Yeah, it doesn't work that well, and it like smokes a lot, but like it's a computer technically. It shoots sparks.
Exactly.
So with their matchmaking, I clocked right away that it was interesting that we're getting a couple that are both sexually aroused by intellect.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be interesting to see that play out. I know that life. I live that life. We don't get representation that often. I also do love a big old butt, but they can both come at the same time.
Sure.
My wife has both.
Great.
I did notice they talk about Will's freak score a little bit here, because it's like Brittany's like, yeah, I'm fine if he's more experienced sexually.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I'll use toys. Some lady said, put a finger in my butt. I'm like, no, that's all right.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not putting my finger in her butt. She's not putting in, I don't think she's gonna want to put it in my butt. That's when he's like, our butts are safe.
Yeah. No, I have the same rule. It's not what it's made for. It's not made for that.
No.
Do what you like to do. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but I'm just like, no, that's not what that's about for me.
Talking about yuck and yum when it comes to fingers and butts really takes this to a new level. Anyway,
I want our new listeners to know what we're all about. Okay, we don't hold anything back on this pod.
We really don't.
Brittany also, much like oh god, what was her name a second ago? Jalen. Also grew up in a house where her parents didn't really have any affection for each other. They're still married, it sounds like, right? I think they're still together.
Yeah, that's what I got.
But they just aren't physical with each other and don't express a whole lot of love.
Yeah.
Which can go one of two ways. Either like, that's my concept of love and I don't need that in my relationship, or I wish I would have had that and grew up in a house where that was a more of a normal thing. So we'll kind of see where that goes with these two. Will, on the wedding day, talking to his friends again, is like, yeah, no, I've dated a real uggo before, but she was really smart, so I was fine with that.
His friends just immediately crack up because he's like, I've dated some beautiful women. I've dated some women where just their minds were what I wanted, and the guys were like, bro, do you know what that sounds like? He was like, what?
Like, I think Kathy Bates' mind is beautiful.
Yeah, I also was dying. I loved how his friends were with him. They were just there to just get at him because he said, he was like, blah, blah, blah about verbose, or it's not like I've dated a litany of women. They're like, litany? What are you even saying, my guy? And he's like, these aren't hard words. And they're just
he talks like me.
Coming at him. But those guys are just like, yes, this is how this man always talks, but we are on TV and we're obviously going to make fun of him in this moment because this is just, they make fun of him all the time for saying basic words, but I think that's so funny and I actually love it.
No, listen, as a man with a voluminous perspicacity, this is also kind of how my life functions. No, I like words.
Wow, so do I.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay. These are real friends.
Yes.
Is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's, not for nothing. Black people will roast you over whatever it is you have and you're doing. You walk into a shirt. Oh, what's up, shirt? It's just, we'll get in your ass for whatever. So I enjoyed the vibe between these dudes. This feels like real solid friendships here. What was it up at Potomac? Not today, neck. Not today, ankles.
The best. Not today, neck is one of my all-time favorite insults of time.
Oh, I loved it. I loved watching these guys together. That one friend, Brian, who is not me, is the world's greatest hype man. Just building this man up to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Red flag here for Brittany though, because she has not made it past a 3-month mark in any relationship since her first one 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, you were 19. You were young as shit. That's not great.
I
I
don't
want to know
know.
why. I want to know why. Like what's going on here? Because this is not great news.
She basically says they're just not committed, but like, why?
Yeah. Well,
What
in 3 months,
happened?
nobody's committed yet. It's 3 months.
Oof.
I worry. I hope whatever it is does not rear its head with these two, and they can make
Yeah.
it. Because I like both of them individually a lot, and
Yeah. Me too.
I like them as a couple. I think they kind of make sense together.
Yeah.
We see Will talk to his mom. Well, not talk to, stand there and try to talk.
Right.
Um, he was me on my wedding day. I cried a lot, and I'm an easy crier anyway. But like, I really had to get it together to make it through the vows because I was a weeping disaster at the altar. I felt the same, and I'm just like, someone did him dirty by not wiping his mom's makeup off of his jacket.
Yeah.
Right there,
Oh.
sitting right there. You can do something for that, I'm sure.
She's just
Um,
with him.
yeah. Well, and I'm just like, yeah, this is really sweet.
Yes.
I don't know the last time we had a season where two men are just like openly weeping because they're so emotional on the wedding day. I like it though.
I listen, even though I side eye a ton of emotions, I'm like, no, it's endearing at least a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't have to marry them, so it's fine.
Right. Yeah. And as a representative for the crying men of America, representation matters, and it's nice to see yourself reflected on the screen. Um, Brittany talks to her dad, Clarence, and I'm like, oh, Clarence is a very specific black unk stereotype. Like, I got uncles like this man. I know everything about him the moment he starts talking. And I'm like, I like this
Mhm.
guy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say that I just got nervous with them standing that close to the pool.
Oh, it
I
was
was like,
close.
one wrong step and one or both of them is going in. And like it could be the slightest, like it just made me too nervous how close they were to that pool.
Yeah. Well, and not for nothing, Clarence might weigh 80 pounds. Like a stiff
Yes,
breeze could blow him right in there.
Clarence is
That
a skinny
nobody
man.
wants that. Yeah, he's a thin man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like their interaction. He wants her to be happy, and we get no reservation from either parent in this whole relationship. It's like, yes, do it. It's going to make you happy. I'm on board for this.
Yeah.
They get up to the altar, and as he's walking in, a disembodied voice just says, "Oh wow, okay, yeah, she good." I was just like, all right. I wonder who that was, but again, this is a situation just like with the first wedding. Like every woman in the audience just yelled out "sploosh" when they saw him, and I'm like, good for you, man.
I loved that. I was like, yeah, she's good. This is fine. Like, no
Yeah,
big.
no,
Yeah,
he's a good looking dude. He's a
Yes.
good looking man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Nothing from Brittany's vows stood out to me that much, but her freestyle at the end I thought was a lot better. Where she's just like, yeah, marriage is really important to me, and here's why. And like that was good for me.
He seemed pretty touched by, I'm sure the other vows, but that last part as well. Like you could see on his face that he definitely had a reaction to that.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a sentimental guy, it seems like. And also with him being, as I think that was Dr. Pia points out, a sapiosexual, being with somebody who's like good with their words, probably also a turn on for him, and he kind of sandbagged. He's like, oh, I don't know how I can match that. Here comes straight poetry though.
Right.
And like he knocked that shit out of the park.
Yeah, he really did. It was really good.
Yeah, they were good vows. I screwed myself last season by saying that on the wedding day that Akechi and I were the same. I regret saying that ever, and I'm probably going to regret saying this, but Will and I have a lot in common too. Like this, he seems like me to a good extent.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I'm sure he's going to wind up being a monster.
He's going to be the worst person.
Oh, fuck me, right? So they're one-on-one. I thought they had good chemistry, but you could tell they were like nervous about it.
She was
also Josh and Jalen.
She was also freezing. The woman was cold.
Yeah, it looked cold. She had on like a shawl or like a makeshift tablecloth shawl or something.
Yeah. So when you're sitting there shivering, maybe it's just hard to concentrate on literally anything else, including this conversation with your new husband while you're being filmed for it.
True. She also took her champagne to the head, which I appreciate. Don't sip on it.
Yeah, she just went.
Yeah. He's like, oh, so
she's my people.
At their reception, it sounded to me like they both want to have sex, but neither one of them wanted to just like come out and say it.
Yeah.
Like they're dancing around it a little bit, but I think they might both have sex on the wedding day.
Yeah. Well, even when she asked, she's like, so, what are you looking forward most to when we get to the room? And she's literally laughing as she's saying
Right?
it. She's like, oh God. You
She's like,
know?
out of sleeping. She's like, yeah, I also want to sleep. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Brittany brings up her sister Ebony's passing.
Mhm.
Which, boy, that broke the whole family down before the wedding. And I'm like,
Oh my
that's
God.
tough for everyone's makeup.
Yeah.
Died in 2020 from COVID. So like early on in the pandemic
Yeah.
is also, very traumatic.
Yeah.
But he handled it really well. He right away is like, well, she's still here with us, and all that. And so I thought he handled that pretty well. I got questions about her sleeping habits and her hygiene, though.
That was my
Um,
next red flag on her. She doesn't ever use a sheet.
what you mean? Like, do you have a fitted sheet at least, please? If
Uh,
you're sleeping on a bare ass mattress,
uh,
like, what are you
She
doing?
said she brings her own blanket to hotels at least.
Hmm.
But like, does she
Yeah.
I have so many questions. But he was like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't need sheets. We're gonna
Yeah,
sleep.
he's like, well, I sleep on top of my sheets. I'm like, what's wrong with both of you?
Like, just use your sheets. It's a thin
Yes,
sheet.
that's what it's there for. Maybe it's because we're Midwesterners where it's cold a lot of the time, but like, I cannot imagine not having sheets on the bed and just having like a blanket. Like, what are you, a Charles Dickens character? Like, get some sheets on your fucking bed.
I really do hope you nail it. Like, is there a fitted, like there's gotta be a fitted sheet, right?
There has to be.
Right?
You can't just sleep on mattress. You can't
No. Oh
wash the
my God.
mattress.
No, oh my
So
God.
like, what, your skin cells? I just no. I worry and I need to see more. This is the one time I wish we would have had Dr. Pepper in somebody's bedroom examining things.
I am hopeful that when they move into the apartment together, maybe they'll break down how they make the bed, right? Like they'll just strip the
I hope so.
sheet off.
Sheet, sheet singular. I prefer to sleep on the mattress. Oh God. I just I think if I went to some girl's house when I was still single and she had no sheet, I'd be like, you killed somebody on it, right? And I'm next. Like that's what this is. You're gonna wrap me up in it afterward. I don't feel safe.
Oh God.
No, 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 no. We get Will talking to the in-laws here. And again, this man is me. Him talking about religion is me talking about religion. Like, I don't ask about it unless you want me to talk about history, because I relate to religion through history.
I was so into this. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I feel like this might be a hot take or controversial opinion because I was just perusing the internet last night, and it seemed like people were really not down with how he was talking to her family and that he was going to be a problem and all this. And like, what's wrong with me that I was like, no, no, no. I thought this was a great.
Yeah. Well, I am also agnostic. So I'm like, yeah, that's how I talk about it. Where it's like, not to get too deep into it, I don't think that we understand like the origins of the universe yet. I'm not gonna say for sure nobody created it. I just don't think we know what it is yet. And that's kind of where he's at, where it's like, yeah, there's probably something out there, but like, I don't know. I don't think we found it yet.
He also was just coming with straight facts about
Yeah.
things. Like he was like, you want to know why I don't like this religion? Here's why. You want to know why I don't like
Hmm.
this? Here's why. And it's not just like because I don't like blah 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 or whatever. It was literally like,
Yeah.
you want to know what happened in this year, in this month,
Yep.
at this time, and how many people died, and here's what happened. And it's just like, oh shit. All right, I could learn something from you, my guy. Like it was,
He's like,
I
hey,
respected it.
let's talk about the Crusades and Suleiman the Great. Want to talk about that real quick?
Uh-huh.
Like, her parents, you could tell they were like, just say you're Baptist, please. Like, just say that you're in the praise choir.
Yeah.
And it would have been easy for him to just be like, yeah, I was raised Catholic, which he was. I went to Catholic school. He could have left it at that. They for them, obviously, church is very important.
Sure.
And I don't know if Brittany is religious or not. She didn't say anything about it. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if she is and didn't talk about it, or if her parents are like, we want her to be, and being with somebody who is would get her back
We
towards
need
into
her
the church.
with a nice
Yeah.
godly man or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
really know.
I will
Yeah.
also say and again, people might come for me on this, but I think I appreciated how he talked to dad about when he was like, she's a strong woman and you have to be just
Mhm.
as strong. And he was like, I don't know. She should just like be her own woman, just be who she is. She doesn't essentially like, she doesn't need me to like corral her, control her. Like if she's
Right.
strong, that's great. Let's build on it together. I think that's awesome. And they didn't like that either, but
No.
I am here for it.
Well, I'm here for it. And the parents did handle it pretty well. We're like, how about dominoes? You play dominoes?
And he was like, nah, but I do play
Spades.
spades and chess.
Right. And I'm just like, that was okay with me, because
Yeah.
clearly the parents weren't like, well, this is a deal breaker and now I don't like you and I don't want you for my daughter anymore. It's like, okay, shit, let's find something that we can, relate on, which is I think why her dad was also like, what's your sport? And he's
Right.
like, I watched them all. No, what did you play? Like, look at you, you're big as shit. Like, what sport did you play?
Yeah.
I kind of do the same thing. If I feel like there's a topic we're touching on that might not be quite in alignment, I'm like, I don't know, how about them Hawks, huh? You like
Right.
Iowa?
My
Like,
favorite TV show.
yeah, yes. Have you heard this new album? I like it. I think you might. Something like that. But yeah, I think they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Everyone just kind of seemed like they took difficult or surprising news in stride. He wasn't like weird about her sister.
Right.
The parents weren't just, they clearly did not hear what they wanted to hear in this conversation, but they didn't have like an insane reaction to it or go tell Brittany you can't be with this man,
Right.
or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just mostly curious sort of how religious she is and how important this is going to be to her.
Yeah.
I just don't know yet.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how this all goes.
Yeah. Let's do some goats and wotes here. Who was your goat this episode?
Josh's Nana, our girl, Carol, love her. Just what a sweet lady.
I said Carol. Yeah, she's everyone's Nana.
Yeah.
Who was your wote?
I'm still hung up on Jalen's mom stealing her thunder.
I get it. Yeah, let her have her moment. For me, it was whatever the person's name was who didn't get the makeup off Will's jacket.
Yep.
Somebody had to see it and at least get like, I don't know, a wet wipe, try and do something. I don't know how you get makeup off of fabric, I guess, because I don't ever have to do it, but there has to be some kind of way.
There's a shout stick.
There you go. Yeah, the Tide pin.
That's right.
Club soda. Try something. Let's do a couple scores here because we only have 2 to talk about. But what score do you give to Jalen and Josh this week?
I got him at a 5 right now.
Okay. I have him at a 4, only because there's room to improve. I think if this was their vibe in like episode 7, I'd be a solid 5. It's a little bit early for me. Brittany and Will.
I mean, same. I had them at a 5 as well. Like everything seems great on the wedding day for the most part. So.
Yeah. I had them at a 3. Because the religion thing they didn't touch on. I don't know how important that is to her. And just, you're right, she was freezing, but their initial sit down wasn't as easy as Jalen and Josh's was. So I think it's unfair that I'm comparing them to the other couple. I'm just like, yeah, they didn't seem quite as easy in the beginning here.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's the show. If you like us, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, and tell your friends to help us grow the show. That really does matter. Actually, I say it every episode, but like it matters, especially with this being a new season. If people are searching for maths in their podcast, app of choice, if we have more reviews and more recent reviews, then we're going to show up more often. So if you guys like us, you can do us a solid and give us a rating and a review. If you didn't like us, give us a 5-star rating anyway and lie to your friends. Like tell them we're great. They'll probably believe you. You seem trustworthy. You can also follow us on Instagram and Threads at Maps Virgin. Join our Facebook group, the Maps Virgin Fan Club. I do a lot of like memes and silly pictures in there. And I'm also trying to talk about more reality TV in there as well. So we'll kind of just be talking about other shows that we watch in the group. You can also head over to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our channel. I'm going to post each episode the day after we record it. So I don't want to cannibalize our listeners, but him and I are both devastatingly good looking. So if you want to see us talk about it, you can find us on YouTube, and we will see you guys next time.